Hi, my name's Jose Romero, and you are now watching Knockouts Unlimited.
Welcome to Knockouts Unlimited. I'm your host, Joshua Burns.
I'm your host, D.R. Bryant.
And I'm your host, Jose Romero.
Well, guys, we're back. We're back to talk about another segment here. Let's talk about Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach. So, guys, that was a very exciting fight. It went a way that no one really expected. Lamont Roach and his team definitely expected it to go that way, but a lot of the boxing public and casual fans did not expect it to go that way. So what was your take on that?
Man, my take was that Tank was not ready for this fight. Tank's camp failed him in this fight. Roach's camp did everything they were supposed to do to succeed in this fight, and it definitely showed in the ring. You could see that Tank was falling a lot under pressure, couldn't find himself, couldn't find his rhythm, and Roach definitely showed that Tank has weaknesses.
So I'm glad you brought that up about the weaknesses also. About the corner. Now, we noticed during one of the first press conferences they had, Tank talked about Roach's dad shaking on the podium. Do you think he did any shaking? Do you think he did any shaking during his corner?
Obviously, when you're in the boxing game, you're gonna try to find every single weakness in the other team's camp to talk crap about them.
All the war.
Everything's on the table. It don't matter what it is. So he used that to his advantage. Whatever the situation might have been, hey, if his hands were shaking or whatever the situation might have been, Tank used it to his advantage. And,
he used that shaking hand to give the proper instructions to his son.
No, for real. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What is your take on that, Mr. Dior?
Look, I think it was a great fight. I just want to say that I believed in Lamont from the beginning, but I did not think that he was going to make it to the end of this fight.
Yes.
And I have to say that brother deserves every single thing in this world, from Shakur fights, Keyshawn fights, world title fights, Turkey Al Sheik money. He deserved all that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But as far as the actual fight, I do agree with you both on the fact that Gervonta wasn't all the way there mentally. However, I do not want that to take away from Lamont's stellar performance.
No.
Tank tried to give everything to him. Lamont immediately he took it away. Everything Tank can do, Lamont did to him as well. When it came to countering, when it came to him being sharp, he controlled the center of the ring and he did not back down, not once. He barely took a step back. Ring generalship, he ruled it. He made sure that he was staying composed. He took Tank's biggest shot multiple times, and all he did, he took a deep breath, and then he composed himself, and then he continued to keep fighting, and he stood tall.
And he fought like the bigger guy.
Yes.
That's what he fought. He fought like the bigger guy. He fought like the more confident guy, and he fought like the better fighter. He did all of that. You would have thought he was the champion, but what I think really, really happened with his mentality, he heard all the naysayers.
Absolutely.
You guys have to remember, we live in a generation of social media, and all these fighters are on these platforms. All these fighters hear everything, and when you hear your own boxing peers, your fans in your own DMV area,
come on
which they're both from, but you hear the fans, you hear the normal people saying you're gonna get knocked out, you're gonna get knocked out, and you know what you have as a fighter, guys, that lights something under you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it definitely lit something under Roach.
It's like throwing the extra wood into the fire. It definitely lit him up, and he definitely stepped it up. He definitely stepped it up from his previous fights. He looked much better. He was using his shoulder roll a lot better, and like you said, DR, he was countering much better in this fight. It's just he brought the best out of Tank, and Tank was in a panic trying to figure out what to do towards the end of the fight.
And that's interesting that you mentioned the panic aspect, because when Tank shot his best shot at Lamont, right? And you can tell when Tank or any fighter shoots their best shot, because they're gonna admire their work.
Yeah, they're gonna wait.
He shot, he stepped back, he looked at him. Lamont was like, man, like
he ate it.
Like, this all you got? Like, this what you got? You even saw them talking to each other during the fight. When he realized that, man, I'm throwing everything at this brother, and he's not wavering. Tank knew that he was in for a fight, and he probably was thinking about, damn, you know what? Dang, there are certain things that I probably should have done to prepare for this that he probably didn't do when he was with Coach Calvin. Who knows?
So I'm glad you brought up Coach Calvin. So let's talk about the dynamics of that. Being that Tank had a different lead trainer in this one. What did you see about that? What did you buy into that? Did you think anything of that?
I'll be honest with you. On the build up to this fight, I didn't know that there was conflicts in the camp. But once Tank was in that ring, after his third round, you could kind of tell something was different about him. Then I found out about the conflict that they had with Coach Calvin and that he switched coaches. And then everything started adding up. He definitely did something different in this camp. He probably the new coach wasn't as firm with him as Coach Calvin was, and you could definitely see it in the ring. I think that coaching difference definitely took a toll on Tank.
Let's let you go ahead and close it out with the last.
Absolutely, man. To go ahead and close it out, it was interesting. Not only with not seeing Coach Kenny Ellis and Coach Calvin Ford, we didn't even get to see Leonard Ellaby there.
Yep.
And I'm like, man, what's really going on here? Like, is it a financial thing? Does he not want? Like, you really don't know.
Yeah,
all of this is speculation. Could it be something with the financials, him not paying? We don't know. We have absolutely no idea.
So all in all, there was a change, but again, I said Knockouts Unlimited. We do not take anything away from Lamont Roach.
Absolutely.
That was a great fight Roach had. Great performance. And we like to see underdogs go out there and put on the display of skill that they deserve and that they have against a superstar like Tank. And this closes our segment of Knockouts Unlimited.
For every action, there is an opposite or equal reaction. So consider well what you do in life. The eyes and ears are the gateway into your mind. So take control of what you allow to enter your mind and guard it well. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. So eliminate negative habits and make positive changes in your life. Concentrate. Take aim and shoot for the stars and never settle for less.
Have you ever tried to understand the impact of constant negative images when directed at a group of people? Well, some has dealt with this since the dawn of television, from one generation to the next. Start reaching out to those that are just like you, and while talking, make sure that everyone has a clear understanding that there is a propaganda campaign being pushed globally. All children are ready to start working towards a brighter future. It's time to come together and take control of your image. You can fascinate the world with your doctors, dedicated scientists, engineers, lawyers. We are a global people. Leaders working hard on the forefront of renewable energy, stretching our horizon as far as the imagination can take us, while remaining committed and dedicated to our children, letting them know that we love them dearly, knowing that someday they will follow the path we laid out for them. So why would someone want to bring this back? Knowing that we are the first builders of nations.
Well, guys, let's throw it over to Mr. Eric Jenkins for Knockouts Rewind on his segment with Andre Ward. This should be a good one, guys. Take it away, Eric.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Hi, I'm Eric Jenkins with another episode of Knockouts Rewind. And this episode, we're going to look at Andre, the Son of God, Ward. Andre was born in 1984 in San Francisco. His parents would then move him to Oakland, and in Oakland, that's where he would find his love for professional boxing. And in his amateur days, he would start at the gym, and this King's Gym is where he would meet Virgil, the Godfather Hunter. And he would win various World Cups, the Silver and the Golden Gloves Championship. And actually, one of the biggest things is he would go on in 2009 and win the light heavyweight championship in the Olympics. And so there he won Olympic gold. And in 2009, that's when he would start his pro career. He had an impressive record of 32 fights. 32 of those he won. Yes, he didn't lose any of his fights. And in 16 of those fights, they were by knockout. He was ranked the world's best when it came to pound for pound. He was one of the best in active boxers. He was ranked the world's best active boxer pound for pound. And after that, he would be renowned in the world by entering the Super 6 World Boxing Classic. Now, he had an impressive amateur career. He had an impressive professional career at this moment before this. But a lot of people thought, it's just a fluke. A lot of people didn't believe in him. A lot of people thought, what is he doing there? He has no place. He looks like an amateur in that ring. He doesn't look a professional at all. Now, here are 6 of the world's greatest boxers. And he would go into that Super 6 World Boxing Classic, and he would come out victorious. That tournament in 2009 won him the NBA Super Middleweight title. He was named Fighter of the Year by The Ring. In 2016, he was the undisputed light heavyweight champion of the WBA and the IBF. And in 2021, he was inducted into the National Boxing Hall of Fame. His style. He had impeccable speed. He had ring intelligence. He was one of the greatest counter fighters. He could study his opponent, and he could come out and he could fight as a lefty, or he could switch, and he's very ambidextrous, so it didn't matter. He would always switch his styles to throw off his opponents. He had very powerful punches. So when he did hit, he was very accurate as well. He had a really unorthodox way of using his jabs, not only to try to find distance between he and his opponent, but he would use that jab to actually blind his opponent. So he would actually come up with a hook, or it could be an uppercut or a body shot, which they practice a lot on body shots, and he was very good at body shots. When it came to his opponents, they gave him a great tribute. They said, this man was born to be a boxer. They said of him he had impeccable speed. They said of him that he was the best of the best. And his father, he said, son, don't worry about patting yourself on the back. Don't worry about calling yourself great. Let others call you great. And that's why he will go down in history as one of the greatest professional boxers of all time. Now back to you guys.
Well, thank you, Mr. Eric. We really appreciate the knowledge that you obtained on Andre Ward. That was very enlightening, and well, what can we say, guys? Andre Ward has been a consummate boxer, professional. I mean, just looking at his career, spans decades. Won the gold medal in the Olympics. Hasn't lost a fight since his teens. He is really, really, really good guy. So what do you guys have to say about Andre Ward?
Yeah, man. Andre Ward, Mr. Undefeated, man. That's what I call him. Has been the person in this boxing community. He definitely is the one that represents everybody that is definitely in that boxing community. He's one of the best, will continue to be the best, and will always be around when there's a major boxing event going on.
Absolutely.
And it's not just his fighting now, it's also his commentating.
Absolutely.
He's also guiding fighters as they come along as well. Yeah. And that is very uplifting.
Yeah, and that's why I say he's always going to be there in the boxing community.
Even more so than the boxing community, man. He's a world-class fighter, world-class commentator, and you could tell he's a world-class person, a world-class human being.
Family man.
A family man, a world-class, high-class father, man of God. And everything that he's doing, you could tell that how he does anything is how he does everything, because he does it with intention. Without Andre Ward, man, I'm telling you, I don't even know if I would pay that much attention to the jab. Like, the way his jab is textbook how the jab should be for every aspiring fighter through all martial arts, right? Without Andre Ward, we probably wouldn't even have Shakur Stevenson as we know him. Probably wouldn't even have had Terrence Crawford, the Earl Spencers as we know him, and the many great upcoming fighters as we know him. So salute to that brother. He's done so much, not only for the boxing community, but also for the world. And much peace to him, man, to him and his family.
And he's definitely making everyone proud as far as a boxer who doesn't go out there and speak nonsense. He goes out there and speaks very intelligently, and he holds a nice up personality wise for him. He speaks very well, and we love to see that in fighters. Well, this has been the segment on Andre Ward, and this has been another opportunity to hear us at Knockouts Unlimited bring you the nice and exciting fights. Till we meet again.
This episode of Knockouts Unlimited was brought to you by the Blue Planet Media Group.